Again, we got another gifted beer, which is awesome. Thank you, Douglas. Again, one of my best friends. You've seen him in a couple of videos, most notably the 500K road trip I took last summer. That was an amazing road trip. I missed the fall/winter one, but we'll do more in the future, so stay tuned. So thank you, Douglas, again for this beer. And what beer are we doing? You're going to find out just after this. Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, mate Brewski, from the Brewski Review. And today the beer that I have for you, like I said, was gifted to me by one of my best friends, Douglas. You've seen him in videos, great guy, fun guy. He's also a beer guy. And here today, what did he bring me? We got from Rainhard Brewing Company, Pure West Coast IPA. Coming in a small 355 ml can, which is not the greatest packaging per se. I like the big tall boys, but hey, we'll take what we can get. 6% ABV, no listed IBUs on a very Gotham City themed logo, as you can see. You got a little Rainhard spotlight there, and on the top of their logo, you actually have a Batman's cap, which is kind of cool, face shield kind of thing. Pretty cool indeed. No IBUs on the website. We'll get to that in just a moment. And over on Untappd, no IBUs listed either. It's also showing it coming in at 5.2% ABV, not 6. But this can, I assure you, is 6%. So with that said, let's crack this bad boy open. How full? How full? Fairly full. Fixed gear brewing, big glass, big pinty glass. So we're not going to pour all of it in. It's going to look a little short, but hey, that happens sometimes. Looking at the beer itself, nice golden yellow color. A little bit of haze, not hazy crazy, but a solid amount of haze there. Nice white head on top. Pretty good looking beer. Does not look like a West Coast, funny enough. West Coasts are usually a bit darker in color. This is fairly light. See how the nose is though. On the nose, definitely, pine, grapefruit's typical aromas. Moving into almost like a honey/caramelly sort of aroma, which is kind of neat. Okay, maybe that's where they're getting the West Coasty bit from. And a little bit of melon, maybe slight cucumber, and a bit of just like general sweetness. Or it's not mango, it's almost guava-y. Guava-y sweetness out of here. As well, with the little bit of honey and caramel almost. It's not honey or caramel like directly, but it's like a mix of the two almost, which is kind of neat. And some slight breadiness on the back end. Let's dive in. Now that's not West Coasty at all. That's almost soury. Like a sour IPA almost. Okay, that's interesting. Where to begin? Well, I'm not too sure, although all I know is that there's a bit of grassy bitterness, and then a little like sour tartness to it. So we need more information. So cheers, everybody. Let's keep on drinking, and cheers, Douglas. Thank you for the beer. Pine, no real grapefruit, a little bit of a mango or melon sweetness to it, and then somewhat of an astringent bitterness, like lemongrassy citrusiness, bitterness, and then a little tart and sour, funny enough. Does not fit a West Coast per se. No real maltiness or malt characteristics to this beer. Like I said, I want to say it's closer to like it's not a sour IPA, but qualities of a sour IPA being, sharply bitter in the back end, little more, not sourness, but tartness to it. Interesting stuff. If somebody poured this for me and they said, here's an IPA, I would not guess in a million years a West Coast. Just saying that off the bat. But let's see what the can has to say. There's really not much. You just got the nice skyline there. Gotham-esque. Pure West Coast IPA, 6% ABV. And RainhardBrewing.com, brewed in can, and at the stockyards at Rainhard Brewing. 100 Symes Road, Toronto. On the bottom, no canned on date, no dates to be seen on this can. So very, very little information. I think it is a small batch beer, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be. Over on the website, we do not have this beer on the website, at least on the beer page. Let's go to the shop page. Let's see if there's anything here. We'll go to the beer section if you want to open, please. Thank you. Scrolling down, we have it here. Here we go. Please note, alcohol sales are only available in Ontario. I understand that. Thank you. We do have the Pure West 355 ml can. Let's find some information. Here we go. Description and ABV. Small batch IPA series number 5. So it is in its own series, which is kind of cool. Pure West is the next up in our small batch IPA series. This brew is an ode to an old school hop profiles, but balanced with a smooth mouthfeel and hint of haze. We've loaded it up with Simcoe, Cascade, and Amarillo. What's not to love? A nice mix of melon notes and cedar, with a lingering bitterness and a label with extensive Simpsons jokes on it. I do not see Simpsons jokes. What? I've watched The Simpsons and nothing's really bringing to mind any Simpsons jokes. Maybe I'm out of touch. Who knows? But I can't find any on the can. What else is here? I like how they have the detailed list of the malts: Simcoe, Cascade, Amarillo. Mix of melon notes and cedar. Maybe that's what I'm getting in that back end. That soury, what I said, lemongrassy tardiness of it, maybe coming across as cedar, just mixing in with the more, what's the word? Intensive hop notes of the beer. Maybe that's what it is. But as far as West Coast that I'm used to, they definitely have a more malty presence to them. Could be wrong, but definitely the least West Coast IPA I've had in I think forever. Interesting stuff. 6% ABV. Pricing is there as well. We'll get to that in a minute. But Pure West on Untapped from Rainhard Brewing Company has been given a 3.86 bottle caps out of 5, and that's out of 123 ratings. As for the price of the beer, as I take another swig, on the website you're looking at $3.54 per 355 ml can. I don't know if that's before tax, after tax. Probably before, because that just seems to be a weird thing. No, we're going subtotal. We're doing $3.54. Do we have a bit more detailed price with taxes in? Taxes in. Okay, so it's $4 a can. $3.54 is not with tax. Estimated taxes is 46 cents. So $4 a can. Fairly expensive for a small 355 ml can. Obviously, it is small batch. Totally understandable. Is it worth the $4? In my opinion, I would say no. I mean, if you want to get it because it is just, a limited release kind of thing, I would say, yeah, get it. But if it was regular at $4, I'd say no. Overall, it is a really interesting beer. Again, the least West Coast IPA I've ever had. But some pretty cool flavors to it. That cedar note doesn't really come across to me as being cedar. Definitely more of a sour, tart, astringent bitterness on the back end. So, to each their own per se, but still a fairly delicious beer. And with that said, cheers everybody. With that said, cheers on the final sip. Let's get right to ratings and wrap this thing up. Rainhard, Pure West. An interesting West Coast IPA. I like how it's 6%, does not come across as 6%. It's highly drinkable. Nice light to moderate mouthfeel. Good carbonation without being overly bubbly. It's a good beer. It is a good beer. But if you're looking for a West Coast with, some malt forward profiles as well as hoppiness, you're not going to get it on this one. So, take that into consideration. But overall, as for an IPA and as for a beer, it is a stand-up beer. Good stuff. Nothing overly crazy about it. Not a big fan of that sort of tardy, somewhat souriness. of it in the end, that higher bitter note that just seems to linger a little too long and tastes a little weird. Not crazy about that finish, but other than that, a solid beer. Solid 7.6 out of 10 for me. As for presentation, really cool can design. I love that look of Gotham City almost, you know, Gotham-esque. Pretty cool. Not a lot of information. ABV, style, that's really all you get. No date codes, no ingredients, no descriptions, none of that. Thankfully though, the website, you go to the shop page, you will find the beer, and it does have a really nice description and also throwing in a detailed list of at least hops that are used, so I can appreciate that. Overall, presentation gets a 7 out of 10 just because the can's lacking a lot of information. Before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Mate Brewski, it would be greatly appreciated as well. And with all that said, that's going to do it for me, Mate Brewski. Like I always say, crack a beer and enjoy. Cheers. Small cans, big price, weird finish. Hey, that just happens sometimes. But I appreciate the gift, Douglas. Thank you. Cheers.